Hello everyone and welcome to Kdh Art Class. Picasso Puppies. What on earth? I actually have two different videos showing how to draw puppies two different ways. So one's a little bit easier where it's just the shapes, creating it. And this one's a little more challenging because as you look closely at these puppies, you'll notice that there's two different ways that they're looking. If I take away part of it, you see the puppy turned sideways. Okay? Otherwise, it looks like the puppy's kind of looking on at you. Now Picasso, as you're looking at these examples here, and you're going, oh my goodness, that's like strange, unusual, bizarre. Never seen it done like that before. That's what Picasso did. He created abstract. It's not supposed to look real. And he loved using these simple shapes and bright colors to create his artworks and then challenge himself and his viewers to see the two different ways of doing it. So this one's a little bit more challenging because you do have to think of how a puppy dog is looking sideways. What is the shape of their head? This is more Chihuahua and this is more of your Great Dane look. And then have the fun of adding all the colors to it. And I probably should add more colors to this, and I probably will on mine, but let's get started. We're going to need, of course, paper. We're going to need something to color with and something to draw with. And I'm using basically my colors as my drawing tools. If you want to start with pencil and then build on that, you are more than welcome to do that. So let's get started. We're going to start by trying two different ones. We're going to do these two because I even had difficulties thinking of a different way of doing the puppy dogs. And we'll just stick with this for right now. Alright, so I folded it in half, so you see that nice fold there, so that I can frame them out and then add more color. Like I said, these don't quite have enough color. I would like to do the background and then add a little more color in them. So you have to think of how your puppy dog would look sideways. So we're just going to start with that, and then we might change things up a little bit. So this first one, the nose kind of sticks out, and then he's got the little forehead that goes up. So you can kind of see that little shape there. So it's a little bit of an S. It forms this triangle. It comes back kind of like a little smile. So that's what I started with on that one. This next one, I actually started with kind of a box shape. And then from there, I was able to kind of close it in and add the forehead, kind of the same forehead here we're doing here. Alright, I'm going to change colors. You are more than welcome to change colors with me. And now let's go ahead and work on what the noses might look like. And let's see, this one I just did the nice little button nose on top. And this one, I did almost the same, but I think I'm going to change it up and square it off. Like I said, I want to change it up a little bit, show some different ways of doing it. Then the tongue. Always add the cute little tongue. This one. It's kind of like your little U shape. And then you add your line in the middle. And of course with this big guy, you can even make the tongue a little bit bigger like a spoon. This is kind of what my puppy dogs' tongues look like after they've exercised. and wore themselves out. Alright, the next thing we need to do is kind of finish up our heads and what shapes they're going to be. In this case, my head's going to kind of come around and then come down and form the neck. So it's like a rainbow or upside down J shape. And I'm going to do almost the same thing here. Might round it a little bit more. It looks like he's going to be kind of falling off the page that way. And of course adding the neck. Be a little bit on the different side. You can go ahead and add your collars. It looks kind of bizarre right now, doesn't it? Because we're not done. We still need to add our ears. What colors haven't I used yet? I haven't used the pink. So here I have little floppy ears, but maybe this one I'm going to add more pointy, kind of that Chihuahua look-esque ears. And this one over here, we can go ahead and give it its ears. And that ear's going behind the nose, and it looks almost like, I don't know, the peanut shape or figure 8 shape. Yeah, changing it up, but you can make your ears look any way that you want. Again, what we're doing is we're trying to get that look of sideways as well as forward. I probably should have lowered this ear down a little bit more to get more of that effect of the sideways, but it's a happy accident. I could figure other ways of doing it, but right now we need some eyeballs, and we need our eyes to be 2 different eyes, so you can show them kind of like this little smile shape with the eyelashes down, like your regular eye but upside down. More of that kind of rainbow with the straight across line eye. You know, just getting as creative as you like. And I'm thinking over here, oh, and they can be sideways. So I think I'm going to do kind of a teardrop look for the eye over here. And then for this one's kind of the smiley face. We can even do like a simple little rainbow. For this one, I'm going to make this one kind of stick sideways. Again, giving that kind of different look. Okay, and I can even add my eyelashes on this side. It was looking too normal. I'm trying to find ways to make it a little different. And over here, you could do a more curved one. That's more of that smiley face. And then you have your, more regular eyeball. Or we could even just do a nice little circle. Like that. And I think I'll add a few eyelashes around that way. Okay, so we have basically our drawing. Okay, we're kind of abstract. You understand that it's a dog, but it doesn't necessarily look like a dog. You can see the dog sideways as well as straight on. This guy, he's a little bit pushing that envelope of abstract. You can tell I'm starting to get my freedom, my artistic freedom going on this guy. This one is a little more conservative, but we're happy no matter what. So the next part, I want you to start framing out your squares. And I find that's easiest by going straight down. Remember, you had that little folded line there. Go straight down that line. Right on the edges. And I'm going to turn my paper because it makes it easier for me. Ah, get back on there. Straight down the edges. Kind of like a picture frame. And you know what? Let's take our inspiration from the picture frame. I'm going to carefully try and keep the same distance. It got a little more narrow there. All the way around. Stop before I get there. And it's okay if I bump into my picture. It makes him look like he's coming out of the window or out of the picture frame. I love that look. He's like poking his head out because his ear is overlapping. And then don't stop there. But wait, there's more. You could add a fun little zigzag line. And you can do different things on the different corners that you would be able to color in. Maybe I would want to do, what colors haven't we done yet? Perhaps not that one. Maybe the pink. The pink I could do kind of a wavy line. Oop, ran into him. And a wavy line. And let it finish up over here on that side of the ear. Okay. And kind of leave that as is. So we're just kind of framing it out, because when you start adding the colors, it starts to come to life. Now we get to kind of choose from here how we're going to decorate it. Looking back at my other ones, we could simply use lines. This is great for practicing your different lines, creating patterns. Patterns are created when you repeat something again and again and again. I'm repeating these horizontal lines. I'm repeating these zigzag lines. I'm repeating these curved lines. I'm repeating these polka dotted lines. These wavy lines. When you repeat the lines over and over again, you create a pattern. Or if you repeat the shapes over and over again, you create a pattern. You could also just start coloring it in with these colors. So once you figure out what you're going to do, now we just need to go ahead and do it. And I think I'm going to do kind of a combination of both. I still need to frame this side out. So I'm thinking more of the blue on this side. And maybe I'm just going to start with the wavy blue. My blue is running out of ink. It's time to purchase some new markers. It's just been a little bit more daunting to do anything during these COVID lockdown times. It's not that anybody in Texas, that is telling us that we can't. It's just a lot of people are being more conservative about it. So do a couple lines there. And maybe a couple lines here. And again, you're doing your own thing. Okay? Make it your own. Alright, and now figuring out how we want to color it. So I started with these, and I added some polka dots and some lines and stripes. And instead of having you watch me do that again, I can continue with this. Like I said, it needed more color. And I could even block in the colors and give them that nice orange snout. Some kids sit there and say, what is a snout or what is a muzzle? A muzzle is when your nose and mouth are sticking out a little bit. That. And then I can, so many choices, so many choices. I can sit there and do these rainbow lines. Ugh. Go ahead and trace around. Rainbow. Jump over the eyebrow. And yes, I added eyebrows to these guys. I love eyebrows. They add expression. And ta-da. There you go. See how it's starting to already look better? And I really haven't added too much. Now I'm going to lightly go right on top of those green lines, not inside my eyeball. Oh, it drives me crazy when the kids get lazy, and that's the only description I have. Lazy, and they just want to color the whole thing that one color. Keep changing your colors. Keep changing your colors. Let's have some more fun colors here. And I'm thinking some nice little polka dots. Half a polka dot there, maybe half a polka dot. And yes, start filling in your picture. Patterns, lines, colors. Change it all the time. If you don't have colors, then you're definitely going to need to do different patterns to create the look of different colors and make it more interesting. That doesn't mean you can't sit there and maybe just shadow it and make it look as realistic as possible, even though it's an abstract design. Need something in the background behind him. Yellow is calling to me saying, I want to help. And I'm just going to add some nice yellow lines, jump over my tongue. Jump over the tongue. Ooh, that's a rough line. Now we got to jump over the nose and the muzzle. And the snout. Now that I don't have to worry about that other side, I can just finish off up here. And keep going and going and going and going and going and going across. And to even make it more fun, I can crisscross them, making this nice diamond pattern. And normally I don't show you all of this kind of coloring design, but I do want you to kind of see it does make a difference when you start adding more and more colors to it. And again, different, this is my violet red, different shades of it. So I may have had a magenta marker, which is kind of red violet. I can do a nice little red violet lightly with the crayon, and I'm just filling it in, making everything stand out more and more. Having fun creating. Now, coloring fast is not scribbling. You'll notice I'm not leaving any of the white areas behind, and I'm trying to go in the same direction the entire time. I'm going up, kind of diagonal up and down here. And then I can trace around it. That's when I'm allowed to kind of break that rule, trace around it. Alright. So much better than this, but It is your art. You have fun creating and enjoy Picasso's Puppies. Have a great day. Bye.